Hey everyone, welcome back to the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo, and today I want to talk about Hedge Knights again. I did do a prior video on what they are, but now I want to specifically talk about how they would fit really great into your Greyhawk campaign, either as an NPC or a PC's backstory. So I'm going to give 4 examples of specific areas or situations where I feel that they would go great. I think a Hedge Knight works really well with Greyhawk. So, and also remember that this is an archetype. It's not an actual NPC class. Obviously, you can make one, but I see them as being either a Cavalier class or a fighter, and with the title of Knight. So let's get into this. So number one, I want to talk about Verbobonc or the Kron Hills. So, you know, a knight without a banner. So maybe his backstory is once he was a sworn sword to a minor baron in the Kron Hills, or and the baron was killed by bandits or monsters or political cleanup. And it had no heirs, no land, and no pay. So he still has armor, and it bears some type of heraldry, but that nobody recognizes. So he lives now patrolling roads between Verbobonc, Hommlet, and the Wild Coast. He escorts caravans for coin. Maybe he offers protection to villages that can't afford real soldiers. Maybe he sleeps in barns, roadside chapels, or ruined watchtowers. I think this is a great built-in rumor hook, easy reason for them to be suspicious. And NPCs, argue whether he's a hero or a brigand, with manners. So here's the next one. So what about the Wild Coast? So this is, maybe a sword for hire. Oath is optional. Maybe he's a former mercenary from, the Pomage area. He took a knightly oath after, one of the wars, and ceremonial or not official. He calls himself a knight, but nobody can, check his credentials. So maybe he's a hired muscle for merchant houses, or bodyguard for smugglers who want respectable protection, or occasionally he does the right thing, not always for free. So moral tone with this would be, is lawful-ish, practical, will break a vow to survive, but we'll remember it forever. So I think this fits really, really great into the Greyhawk, World of Greyhawk. Anyways, here, let's go to the third one that I think is great. Maybe the village of Hommlet, right? So, he's around the area of the village of Hommlet, comes in, offers his service to, Rufus and to Burn, or and knows a little bit about the area. Maybe he's tied to the temple somehow. Everybody would look at him suspiciously, but for him, maybe there is an opportunity for work. Maybe this person, he knows a lot of the paths around the Moathouse, and he recognizes and is familiar with the heraldry tied to the temple. Maybe he hates cultists and he has some type of vendetta on the cultists, with no explanation. So I wouldn't think he would be a hero, but I think he'd be a great sword for hire, and that could, fall into the village of Hommlet somehow. So here's another one. Maybe the Shieldlands refugee, a knight in exile. Maybe he was a sworn sword to, of the Shieldlands, and maybe his homeland was crushed or corrupted. His oath still technically stands, but to whom? You know what I mean? So, so the reality for him currently would be his armor is patched, dented, mismatched. His shield still bears a defaced symbol, and maybe he carries letters that nobody honors anymore. you know, maybe he also he acts as a moral mirror for the PCs, or takes risks that others won't. You know, maybe he'll die for principles that no longer pay dividends. You know, very old school, very you know, a lot of possibilities there. So here's another one that I think is pretty cool: the Temple of Elemental Evil fallout. Maybe he was part of the maybe he was a hired sword during the battle at Emer Meadows and was knighted on the battlefield, and then after that after the battle is done, has just done a lot of wandering. So maybe he was there at the fall of the temple and left afterward, and his job now that he's suddenly a knight is to live up to that title. So maybe he hunts cult remnants, refuses permanent employment, or won't take payment from churches, and sleeps armed. That could be a really good possibility that not a refugee, but somebody that witnessed that battle and wants to continue that protection fact of still taking out cultists, knowing that they didn't get all of them, but maybe that's his charge in life. That I really think that the archetype of Greyhawk will totally just work anywhere in the archetype of Hedge Knight will work totally in the World of Greyhawk, and I would love to hear some of your guys' takes. I mean, where do you feel like that's a knight without without any kind of backing would work in your campaign? All right, you guys, put that in the comments. Tell me what you guys think, and remember to like, subscribe, and do all the things that are that you can do. It really helps with the channel, and the channel is here to do these kind of things, talk about the World of Greyhawk, AD&D, gaming, etc. So I really appreciate all your guys' support and help and love. All right, you guys, take care of each other. See you guys next time, and game on. Take care, guys. Bye.